tell us a little bit about how you got into WoW.
Sure. I mean, that was a long time ago. I'll start with that. That was in. I was born in '96. Yeah. How old was I? I was probably 11. I'd say it was 2007.
Okay.
TBC. A lot of my, classmates just played WoW, and it was kind of the hype back in the day with a lot of kids. And yeah, I
Yeah.
just started WoW, but it wasn't really my thing to begin with. I just played it on and off a little bit. Didn't really get into it too much. Yeah,
What was
I
the
was.
thing that kind of made you like decide to like start really taking it seriously?
Well, so my problem with WoW was I was kind of a lazy kid and I didn't like leveling part. I never like reached max level.
Like grinding and stuff. That wasn't your
No,
thing.
no, no, no. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So I kind of started playing WoW more in, I'd say, 2010. And I didn't play retail. I want to point at that. I didn't start playing retail then. I actually started playing a private server because as I said, I couldn't do any of the grinding. So I played a private server where I had, an instant max level character I could play. So this was 2010. And there was actually an arena PvP private server back in the day that was
Oh,
based
wow.
on NA, actually, where a lot of NA pros played back then. Like pros that played, real WoW and retail played in that private server. So that kind of piqued my interest back in the day. And I was always into WoW PvP. So that was kind of my first steps in WoW, I'd say, around 2010.
2010. So
Yeah.
you've been competing since then.
Well, define competing. Like competing as in.
Like in like tournaments and like arena stuff. Like, did you start doing it back then or?
Well,
was it
tournaments,
while?
not really. Tournaments I've just done now, like the
Okay.
past 3 months. I haven't
Okay.
competed in tournaments before that. Apart
Okay.
from a few community hosted tournaments, but
Okay.
not like AVC or anything. No.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Just like even if it was like community hosted and things like that.
Yeah.
that
So
was-
community hosted, I played in a couple community hosted tournaments back in the day, which I did win. There was one in, I think, in 2014, when Pandaria.
Okay.
I played one community hosted back then, which we won. Yeah. Then with the boys, with the Kungarna boys, Waz and Raikou, which you're gonna
Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to them
interview
as well.
later.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I played with a couple tournaments with them as well. Once again, community hosted tournament in the past few years. Yeah, that's about it. The whole competing in the AVC thing is it's new for me. I'm fresh still. They are seasoned vets. They've done this for a long time. But
Yeah.
for me,
But it's new for you.
yes.
Have you always been competitive in a
Oh,
game?
for sure.
Yeah.
I had the I like to think that I was lucky always to get to play against really good people and with really good people when I wasn't that good. So I kind of there's a lot of old school players that were considered the best in the game, like let's say in 2011, Raikou himself, for example, and they kind of picked me up, and I was just lucky to get to play with them, and then I learned a lot with them, and that kind of shaped like a lot of my gameplay and how I got better quick. Yeah, and I've always been competitive since then. I always wanted to win and be best at WoW PvP.
That's awesome, man. So what made you choose arena over like doing raiding or things?
I just never I've always liked player versus player interaction. I've never been into anything else.
Okay.
I just want to crush an enemy player.
PvP over PvE kind of deal.
Yes, 100%. I just want to say, with that being said, I've actually ventured into PvE in BFA, so last expansion. I did Mythic raiding, and I was in a guild, and I really enjoyed it. We did Mythic progression, and it was really fun.
Do you have any notable moments from that?
No, okay. So
like BFA?
regarding PvE,
yeah, like just any moment.
I had really good logs. Like I think in terms of logs, I had the third best log in one of the mythic bosses in.
Really?
So Eternal Palace. I can't remember what's the name of the second last boss. I can't remember the name of the second. It was before Queen Ashara. I can't remember the name of the boss, but I had really good logs, and I thought it felt amazing. My first season of playing like hardcore PvE, that I was like performing well.
Yeah,
so that I'd say that was a highlight per se.
Yeah, that's always nice, man. To finally feel like you like got you're part of the team and everything with the PvE
for sure.
part of it.
Yes.
Yeah, like I haven't played WoW since Burning Crusade.
Oh,
myself,
okay.
But
sorry. I didn't know that. Sorry, I kind of assumed that you did.
Yeah, I haven't played since Burning Crusade myself. Like I'm not a big WoW player, but I'm
Sure,
familiar. You know what I mean? And
sure,
so
yeah, yeah, sure.
like I've always thought that like the rating aspect was really cool, and so it's cool that you're getting into that as well, man. Like it's kind of like you're getting both sides of the WoW experience now. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
for sure,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why initially wanted to do it. Like,
Mhm.
if I asked myself 5 years ago, would I want to have ventured in PB?
Mhm.
Hell no, no, I wasn't interested at all. But
Yeah.
having played WoW since basically on and off since 2010,
Right.
I just thought that maybe I should try it out, and it was a lot
Yeah.
of fun. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. But with that being said, it was a lot of work. Like being in
Mm.
a mythic progression guild, it was a lot of work. We had a lot of we had to play a lot,
Yeah.
and
Which one do you feel like is harder to prepare for as far as rating or arena? Like, do you feel like well, and I'll just let you explain it. But like, do you feel like one is harder to prepare for than the other?
you could call me biased, but I would say arena or
Hmm.
PvP in general is far harder, because
Okay.
the thing with raiding is that, of course, like, it is difficult, but
Hmm.
raiding is like a lot of trial and error, right? There's
Hmm.
always the same things always happen. Whereas in PvP, you have to kind of react based on what's going on in the game.
Hmm.
It's never the same. Same thing doesn't happen ever. Like, yeah, you always have to like kind of react on what happens in the game, and that's definitely
Right.
way harder than just doing something by trial and error.
Yeah, just kind of preparing for like what the enemy's gonna do, like their attack patterns in
Sure. Yeah.
PvE, as opposed to like someone who can
Yes.
change their strategy at the drop of a dime, I guess, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
do you have any like moments like from competing recently or even in the past that like, when people ask you like what's your favorite memory from competing so far? Do you have one like that?
Let me think. That's a tough question, man. I don't really know. Like, favorite memory from competing.
Just like a clutch moment or anything like that?
Maybe I should say the cup. We played the ABC Cup a few weeks ago.
Mm,
That we had a really close finals. We won in the 4-3, I guess, winning like best of 7 finals. The last game when it's
mm.
3-3, it felt amazing.
I was
So
about to say that had to have been pretty clutch, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you
Yeah,
know, if
that's
yeah, that was really, it was a good feeling. It was really.
yeah, man. It's got to be nothing like taking like, especially from a really good team, like taking the
Oh,
win.
for sure. Yes, it feels amazing.
That's really awesome, man. Like, and I feel like we've covered most of what I wanted to ask you about and everything.
Sure.
Last question is for people who want to get into WoW competitively, especially arena. Do you have any like advice for people who, like, say if it was a person who they've seen arena, you know what I mean, but maybe they haven't done it, what kind of advice would you give somebody for that?
Well, someone who's interested to get into arena and actually get good at it, nowadays it's much easier. Back when I entered, it wasn't easy because streaming, etc., didn't exist. We only had
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
So the best advice I can give is, whatever class you play, try to find a streamer, like a PvP, high rated PvP streamer that plays your class, and then just study them. It's really as simple
Mm,
as that. You study them, and then obviously you're gonna have to play yourself. You can't only study. You have to actually, go into the field and
mhm.
put some effort yourself. Studying players that are better than you, asking a lot of questions, going through the VODs, seeing what they do, even recording your own gameplay. It's very underrated. But if you want
Yeah.
to get better, you should record your own gameplay and try to see what you did bad and what you can do better and how to improve.
So like do you recommend people to like get into like the streaming side of things and
Oh,
stuff
for
like
sure.
that too?
I mean, sure. If you enjoyed it, you mean like streaming their own gameplay?
Yeah, streaming their
Definitely.
gameplay and things like
Yeah, yeah,
that. Like, do
sure.
you think that helps with building your strategies and things like that with arena?
Of course it does, and it's exactly what I said. That
Hmm.
also allows you to go through your own tape to see what you've done, like how you played in
Yeah,
some situations, and how you can, maybe perform
yeah.
better or do things different.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Because WoW has been out for a while, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who have been in it long enough to really set the template for like getting started on your journey, and that's really dope.
yeah,
So, but yeah, man, I appreciate you taking time out, answer some questions, man, and talk for a sec. Is
yeah.
there any social media or Twitch or anything that you want to tell people? where they can find you?
I don't really have a schedule, but I stream quite often at twitch.tv/Mehhx. That's 2 H's and an X. So make sure to check that out. Follow my Twitch. My Twitter, can I just link it here somewhere? My Twitter handle is at Juhani Halme. It's a Finnish name, so people,
Okay.
if I just say it out loud, people might not catch it. I could just link it here and,
Yeah.
on the Discord, and maybe you can post it somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. We can definitely get that on there. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be doing with these interviews.
Sure. It's just if I say my Twitter handle out loud, people are not going to get it because it's a Finnish name.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. How about just put it in our chat, and
yeah,
we'll make sure. Yeah, and we'll make sure it gets where it needs to go. But appreciate it, man. Thank you very much, bro.
Yeah, no, thank you.